Hey everybody, we are back with another locksmithing business for sale that myself and the one and only Pete, the Lockfather,
hello, are
going to talk about. I'm pretty excited about this one. So let's play a little theme music and hop right in. All right, so we're looking at another locksmithing business for sale today, and I'm excited to talk about it with you, Dad.
Okay.
Let's hop right in. So this is a mobile locksmith located in the Bay Area. They do residential, commercial, and automotive services. Comes with a great list of clients, tools, tons of inventory, van, and well-established phone number. We are the second owners, but it has been in business since 2004. We will train the new owners and operators. Comes with an S Corp. If you're interested, make your own hours. Proven track record with a history of innovation and customer satisfaction. Discovery Lock, so maybe that's the name of it, has solidified its position as a leader in the market. Benefit from a business with a proven track record of success. It's a lucrative market. Security concerns are at an all-time high, making the demand for reliable locking solutions greater than ever before. Tap into a lucrative market with unlimited growth potential. Established brand. Our brand is synonymous with trust, quality, and innovation. Acquiring this locksmith means inheriting a valuable asset that customers recognize and trust. Okay, so what are your first thoughts?
Okay, Bay Area, you know.
Yeah.
It'd be busy. A lot of people down there.
Yep. Number of employees is one, so that's just a one-man operation. 2019 Dodge van, set up with all the tools, inventories you would need, multiple key machines so you can have multiple people working for you. Lots of room to grow, expand to other cities. Support and training. Owner will train you up to 3 months of hands-on training and then available by phone if you need it. Reason for selling, they are moving out of state.
What's the asking price?
The asking price is $130,000.
Okay.
And the cash flow is $125,000.
I'd say that's pretty good.
It's a pretty good deal, right?
Very
it's
good.
It's coming. It's essentially 1 year of work is what they're asking for that business, right? It does have the furnitures, fixtures, and equipment that will remain with the business is a total of $75,000 worth.
Okay.
And they have about $25,000 of inventory, but that is not included in the asking price.
Okay.
My guess that is negotiable, right? Yeah. So what are your thoughts here?
Well, the picture shows a nice automatic high security key machine, it looks like.
Yeah, a Futura Pro.
Yeah.
Right, and so that's $9,000 new, right? Which to me is kind of... 2019 still worth $25,000 minimum, you know. Yeah.
Depends how many miles are on it. Yeah,
with all the equipment, all that, about a $75,000 value. You can kind of see, just knowing the 2019 van and this $10,000 key machine,
right.
It's probably a pretty, it seems like it might be a pretty reasonable...
I would think so.
Amount.
You know, because the inventory sounds like it might be extra.
It is, yeah. It's not included in the price.
And that could be probably super negotiable because he doesn't want to take it with him.
I know, right? I know, yeah. That's kind of a interesting part about that, right?
Right, because in the bigger cities, there's a lot of wholesalers most of the time.
Uh-huh.
And they could just go pick up their stuff every day and do the work.
Sure.
Instead of stocking it like I do.
Yeah.
You know, large quantities of it.
Yeah. So, I mean, what kind of questions, like, is there any red flags that, kind of come out, or is there anything that in particular that piques your interest on this one?
Well, the thing with the customer list, as I've said before, you get a customer list, like when we bought companies, we got customers. You can't keep them all. So hopefully you can.
Yeah.
But again, because of personalities or, that's why we used him because we didn't like you,
Mm-hmm.
But no, it sounds like a great opportunity. I'd say one of the few I would say is a great opportunity.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, so let's talk about a few things here. A few things kind of stuck out to me is that this locksmithing business has been around since 2004, and it's on its second owner.
Right, so 20 years old.
So 20 years old, and it's had 2 owners, and they're still making money.
Right.
So that's a really good sign to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like to me, like when I see that, I'm like, okay, you know what? Their name, like their customer base, is probably pretty loyal to them. Probably trust them.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I think that's pretty cool.
The other thing was the multiple, key machines. Doesn't mean you can have multiple employees unless you're doing rekeying and taking off and on or whatever,
Yeah, I mean,
because you have to invest in another van or a car or something to get another employee or a brick and mortar. You never know.
Yeah, I think in some of these situations, like the realtor or the listing agent, whoever they might be, like adds their own little.
Yeah.
Hey, look! What I was in there, I saw 4 key machines.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but
right.
Nonetheless. So, I mean, let's talk about a few things, right? I mean, the Bay Area, I mean, you obviously have operated a locksmithing shop back in the day in LA.
Yep.
Right? And so it's obviously a big market that probably, there's just a lot of potential.
Oh, absolutely. And the number's been around for 20 years. That's a big thing right there.
It is. It makes me curious, though. Like, they don't talk about too much on, like, does their business just, is it just people calling in on their phone number, or do they do a lot of advertising, I mean, I'm guessing it probably just rings, right? I mean, there's a lot of people know it. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, that is a good question. Well, if he does, car lots or, property managers, they would have it on their dial and they'd call and say, hey, we got these.
Mm-hmm.
But, or, Google, everybody's got a Google listing of some sort.
Yeah.
So, they call them, and there's so many people down there in the Bay Area, you could probably get along just off of that.
Yep.
So,
let's talk about the support and training for a minute, right? So it starts out with the owner will train you, and then it says up to 3 months of hands-on training. So I want to talk to you about this for a minute. So let's pretend that you had a one-man operation that was it was just you. It was 20 years old.
Okay.
Now you've been a part of trained and successfully and unsuccessfully trained a lot of people over the years. Let's say you found kind of the right guy.
Mm-hmm.
What would be your best educated guess on where that person would be with 3 months riding around with you on every job? Let's say 8 to 6, right? 8 to 6. Like, how prepared after 3 months would they be to run that business?
They just have very basic stuff because there's, 1,000 cars out there. Every car's a little different.
Yeah.
So that would be one of the problems. Basic rekeying and master keying, you should be a king by then.
Mm-hmm.
But, picking, up and under tool to unlock offices if they can't pick it. Is there a smart key camera to, do the quick set and schlag? I mean, there's all this stuff. What he's going to go, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But at least it sounds like the gentleman or the madam, whoever, would still be on call, where they can call him and ask, hey, how do you do this?
Yeah.
Because when I went to locksmith school, first job, I couldn't do it.
What was it?
As a glass door storefront.
Oh.
I never said how to take off the cylinders.
Oh, with the little set screw?
Yeah. And I called them.
You're just reefing on it with channel locks or what?
So, I called them and they explained it. And,
Yeah.
It's a lot of, if you're hands-on and a problem solver,
yeah,
you can figure out pretty much everything.
Mm-hmm.
It just takes time. You're not going to be an expert for after a year, even 4 years. I consider myself knowing a lot, but I don't know it all.
Sure.
The
interesting thing to me about this, okay, so the 3 months, I'm like, okay, if we really think through, my guess is they do residential, commercial. They probably have some property managers, commercial buildings that they do master keying systems on, maybe some residential ones. Like every company has its core customers.
Right? Absolutely.
And I think in 3 months, it's probably a decent amount of time to train them, depending on the complexity, for like the 80-20 principle, let's bring in 80% of the money, right? Which is 20% of the work. So I think it's probably possible, but for me, right, so if someone was gonna buy this, okay, and they called me about it, I would be like, hey, this is the deal. Like, if you think you can do it, and the guy, seems like he's about to train you, all this kind of stuff, only do owner financing.
Right.
And for me, the main reason for this, even if you have $130K cash that you want to buy it with, don't get owner financing, because it's going to ensure 6 months from now or 1 year from now, he's going to answer the phone.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, because if somebody bought me or whatever, I would say, hey, give me a call if you run into something, No,
you'd be like, hey, show me the bank loan.
No, but you're right about the financing.
In this type of situation, like, you don't want to get some SBA loan or some sort of loan.
Oh, no.
And in 5 months or 6 months, the guy's sick, or the gal is sick.
Of you calling.
And they think the questions that you call them with are annoying.
Right. I've had some of those.
Right. And so, pretty cool deal. That's excited to, showing the Futura Pro tells me, hey, they probably buy
good quality stuff.
Yeah, good quality stuff, right? For the closing thoughts for me, I think that the one thing I really wished we could see here was how much sales, right? So talk about cash flow, right? Which is essentially, and we've talked about it in previous episodes, but it's really how much money does the money have to pay you and also having profit type of thing, right? At the same time, the big question for me is how much total in sales? And the reason I say that is it tells us a lot. Let's say it was $800,000, okay, with one person. It's pretty obvious to me that they sell a decent amount of parts included into that, right? At the same time, if it was, let's say, 220 or 200 or something, I'm like, they're really doing a lot of service-based work.
Right, where the more money is.
Yes, and so it'd be interesting to know that, because it would really help to understand, like, what's it going to take to run this business.
Right.
Mm-hmm. What kind of overhead, for example, like, what if they told you that this was a $2 million top line business?
Right.
And you're like, okay, yeah, I made 130 or 125. You want 130, which is great, but like, I know I'm going to have to come up with an additional $200,000-$300,000 of just operating capital to keep this business going.
Right, because operating capital is your gas, your repairs, your insurance. A lot of people don't think you need insurance.
Or term customers. Right?
Yeah.
How many times, if someone were to look at your balance sheet or your P&L and be like, oh, hey, that's really cool, blah, 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 blah. And you're like, listen, you don't know the stress of that customer who owed me $80,000 not paying for 6 months.
A year.
Or a year.
Yeah.
Right?
It hurts.
And so there's those type of things that are involved that
But you still got to pay for all your stuff, yourself, your people, whatever.
Yep.
Even as an individual.
Yeah. But man, I tell you what, if you are, by the way, like, I think if you're in the Bay Area.
Yeah. Oh, no, I'm not going to the Bay Area.
No, but if you were and you were wanting to expand,
Sounds like a good thing.
Sounds like a really good. Remember, it's the asking price is $130.
Right. Asking. That's the whole key. Everything's negotiable.
Yeah.
Just like the inventory.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, and I know you well enough, you'd probably go in with, you would offer 50 including the inventory.
Probably.
and you'd be doing that just because they say they have $75,000 worth.
Remember, it's the way you buy, how you buy a business is how profitable you're going to be.
Oh, absolutely. 100%. Oh, yeah.
You know,
Like I said, we together, had done a real estate deal
Right.
in 2010 together, and I thought you were nuts.
Yeah.
And
Daddy wasn't.
they accepted the offer,
Right.
and we made so much more money on that
Because of that.
because of how you bought that. Because if I would have bought it,
You said, hey, that sounds good price.
I
Let's
thought
get
the
it.
offer was great. I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
let's hurry.
And you didn't think that was ever going to happen.
I did not. I thought it was a waste of time and probably offensive.
Well, I never want to be offensive, but that's what it was worth to me.
But hey, I'm happily able to stand here corrected and to have learned.
Hey, see?
Right? Good
Right.
stuff. So you have any closing thoughts on this one at all?
Somebody should look into it.
Yeah, if you're in the Bay Area, this
Yeah.
one's on bizbuysell.com. And I think it's a good one. I was excited when I found it. I was like, hey, this is the one, the Lockfather.
I came right up, didn't I?
You did.
Yeah.
You did. Good stuff, everybody. Well, hey, let us know what you think in the comments below. And Dad, once again, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And we'll see you next time.
Pro business. Let's go, go, go.
Hey, congratulations, you've made it to the end of the video. You probably deserve a medal, maybe a plaque, but hey, I wanna make sure that when you're commenting that you're including the hashtag Lockboss. When you do, you automatically get entered in to win one of 5 free prizes we're giving away each week here live on YouTube on Tuesdays at 4 p.m. We'll see you in the comments.